We had the chance to visit the Georgia coastline earlier this year and found it to be one of the most relaxing areas and islands we have ever visited, and can't wait to go back. Jekyll Island sits approximately 40 miles north of the Florida-Georgia state line and is riddled with miles of biking and hiking trails that wander through the thousands of acres of unspoiled natural habitat. Walk along the beach or trek through the native woodlands to view a variety of bird life. The beaches are plentiful and never seem to be too crowded. Visitors to the island can take a step back in time at the Jekyll Island Club Hotel. It is completely restored and updated to make the perfect place to spend a tranquil vacation. The Jekyll Island Club Resort also has a very rich history. In 1886, it was the winter home for the rich and famous. It was a very exclusive retreat and soon became recognized as the richest, most inaccessible club in the world. Such names as J.P. Morgan, Joseph Pulitzer, William K. Vanderbilt, and Marshall Field built cottages and spent time on the island. In the early 1900s, more wealthy Americans built vacation cottages and found it the perfect respite from harsh winters in the north. In fact, the island became a financial and political center for the most powerful men in the country. The foundation for the Federal Reserve banking system was laid in a secret meeting held on Jekyll Island in 1910. After the latest banking scare in 1907, a few politicians and several businessmen realized a central banking system was needed. U.S. Senator Nelson Aldrich, A. Piatt Andrew, Henry Davidson, Arthur Shelton, Frank Vanderlip, and Paul Warburg met on the island to write a plan to reform the nation's banking system. The meeting was a closely guarded secret. The participants did not admit that the meeting occurred until the 1930s. But the plan written on Jekyll Island laid the plan for the Federal Reserve System. The Jekyll Island Club Hotel is a historic artifact and has been restored and updated, but the ambience of a long ago era still remains. Jekyll Island has a deep respect for its past and has preserved much of this heritage and is recognized as a National Historic Landmark. Much of the area has been preserved near the Jekyll Island Club Hotel. The state of Georgia gained possession of Jekyll Island after World War II and has designated it a wildlife sanctuary. They have restricted residential and retail growth on the island, which has helped keep the native lowlands and forests plus miles of beaches pristine, just like Mother Nature intended. 3 championship golf courses, Oleander, Indian Mound, and Pine Lakes, will please any skill level of golfer. Plus, the 9-hole Great Dunes is a treat not to be missed. The Great Dunes course is a 9-hole gem and was the first course built on the island. The course was designed by Walter J. Travis and opened for play in 1928. Long before Carlsbad, Iron Byron, and Trackman, Jekyll Island was the testing ground for golf. In 1924, the USGA tested steel shafts that would replace hickory. Golf ball size and density testing were conducted, which changed the game of golf forever. The Great Dunes course is a joy to play for the entire family, and any golf trip to Jekyll requires at least one loop around this historic course. Lay on the beach, walk through a wooded paradise, enjoy a fabulous seafood meal, relax in the historic Jekyll Island Resort, or play golf on one of the 4 courses on the island. If you've not been to Jekyll Island on the Georgia coast, we would suggest you put it near the top of your travel wish list.